Members of the Roll the Tape film crew, welcome to another episode of Roll the Tape podcast. I'm your host, Manager Marty. And man, we have some boxing to talk about. But before I do all of that, I want to welcome each and every last one of y'all. Thank y'all for coming out. You could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me on this great, beautiful Friday evening. I definitely have to give a shout out and a double salute to my guy Andre Noble. He's a member of the channel, supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew. Double salute to my guy, All Things. He's also a member of the channel, supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew. Welcome, everybody that's here. Come on in, come on in. Yeah, come on in. Yep, grab a plate, have a seat. Got some food that I want to serve you. Some good food, some fresh bread, food for thought. Come on in, come on in. Salute to everybody that's in the chat. Salute to all of you watching live and living color. And for those of you that are watching the replay of the live, appreciate everybody's support tonight. We got some boxing to talk about. I want to play an excerpt of a clip that I published through a live segment that back in the late, I think it was August 31st when the original live came out, August the 30th or something like that, the end of August. But this clip I'm about to play was just an excerpt that I extracted from the actual live, and I published this on September the 2nd of 2023. Most of you was here. We have some new members of the channel and new audience that probably wasn't here. Thank you so much, Quinzel. I appreciate you. And I want to see if y'all remember this because we're going to talk about the interview that Terence Crawford conducted with Andre Ward. Mr. Greg, who's in the chat, salute to Mr. Greg. He's here. He was on the panel this day. Him, along with Aaron H. Muhammad. Who else was? And two other people I don't reckon. Oh, 2 Cents Boxing, I think, was up here as well before she started her own YouTube channel and before she publicly was known as 2 Cents Boxing. She was also on the panel. And then we had B.U.D. B.U.D. was the name of Terence Crawford's friend. But then he confirmed that his name was L.C. I wanted to play an excerpt. It's very, very short. Very, very short. I wanted to play that. And then later on in the segment, we're going to talk about my reaction to the Terence Crawford interview. Double salute to 49ers for life. Thank you for your Cash App. Appreciate your contribution and your support to the channel. For anyone that wants to donate and contribute to the channel via Cash App, the Cash App is $Manager Marty, MANAGER MARTY. Let me just play this. Let me roll the tape on this real quick. Some of y'all was here. Y'all might remember this.
Like he said that's on record. Okay. I knowing them how I do, Bernie, Bernie is boisterous, you know what I'm saying? Bud is, like I said, stubborn. There ain't no way that they would be doing anything illegal. There ain't no.
I'm not telling you that right. Hey, B.U.D. What's your name, man?
LC.
LC, right? Here's the thing, LC. I've never publicly said he did anything illegal. I do have a question for you.
Y'all saying he basically cheated. Y'all say I've been watching y'all. You personally never said, but y'all saying that indirectly.
No, let me tell you what I'm saying. I'll tell you. Hey, let me tell you something, LC. If you watch me, you know I'm a man of integrity. I'll tell you exactly what I'm saying here on my podcast every time I say anything about Bud attached to Conti. I am saying that the benefits that the snack program provide, it works. And we know that it works. And I'm talking about the legal stuff that we know about. The snack program works because we've seen Crawford and we've seen other fighters that are on the program improve, and they did good in their fights. So Gregory right here, he wanted me to do research on all of the things that they do in training camp with Victor Conti. Of course, I don't know all the stuff that they do with the oxygen mask, and I'm not a trainer. All I'm saying is the snack program works. So you had mentioned that Crawford, I think we know this, us fans know, and you had confirmed it. Crawford don't smoke. You know, Crawford does not drink. Crawford, you know, he's a gym rat. So my question to you, and I think this is the question that most fans would have. If Crawford doesn't drink, which we know, if he doesn't smoke, which we know, if he's a gym rat, meaning that he stays in the gym actively and he keeps his body in shape 24/7, way before he got with Conti. My question to you as his best friend, knowing him, why do you think that he went over to Victor Conti to get any type of improvements if everything he's been doing in the past 36 fights up until this point, or 37 fights in his case before he went to Victor Conti, was right? They've been doing a nice streak, him and Bomac and the team, Bernie and those guys over there. Why would you think he would go over there with Conti to improve anything if everything's been working out of 37 fights?
Well, obviously he's going up against, I think, what the boxing world was saying, a bigger fighter, a bigger, stronger fighter. So, I mean, I think, like you said, snack does work.
Well, so I wasn't the only one that said it, but we're going to get to that in just a little bit. I want more people to come on in. And speaking of more people that's here, I meant to do this yesterday, and I forgot. So I'm going to get it out the way now. Ariana's here. Ariana, I want to make sure did you receive your wrench, Ariana? I want to make sure you receive that. You're going to receive that today if you haven't. But since Ariana is here, let me get my water so I can transform into my R&B voice. Y'all already know. Y'all know what's happening next after that. Oh, you still didn't get it? Oh my gosh. Ariana didn't even get oh man. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna take care of that when this live go off, because I tried to do it in the show yesterday, and then after the show went off, I did it, and it's still not working. I'm gonna try it again in this segment. But before I do, since Ariana is here and we have women watching me all across the world, fellas, step to the side. Let me turn one of these lights off. You know it's that time of the day. Let me tell you, just one light. Fellas, step to the side. This is the segment of the show where I recognize and publicly acknowledge every lady that's watching me live and live in color, every lady that's watching me during the replay of this live, every woman and lady that's in the chat. I want to double salute to you. Yes, you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Manager Marty, thank you so much for contributing your time, which is the most valuable asset any of us can possess. Thank you so much. You're contributing monetary contributions here on the channel. I want to tell you right now, I appreciate you so much. None of us would be able to be here, especially me, doing this channel without you. The decorum that you display in the chat, so graceful. And I really appreciate it. The women that support this channel, even though God has made you emotional, you have shown grace and less emotional responses than most men that even joined this panel since I've been on YouTube. And that means a lot to me. So I want to let you know, all the women, once again, double salute to you. Thank you for just always being a part of my process and my journey here on YouTube. Thank you very, very much. When I'm out at different events, women, they always approach me with respect. And I just want to say I appreciate it. And this is the segment of the show. Every live, I try to make sure that I acknowledge all the ladies. I really appreciate you all. And I know people always say Mac Marty. You know Mac Marty's activated. You already know that. So I wanted to just reiterate that. Thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. Once again, double salute to all the ladies out there. Appreciate you. All right, fellas, come on back in the room. Let me turn the light back on. Let's get to talking about some boxing. Double salute to Ariana. She is now officially, she's always been the supporter of the channel, but now she's made it publicly official. So Ariana, double salute to you. Ariana is now, she's been already a member, but now she is a supervisor of the Road to Tape film crew and a member of this channel. So double salute again to you, Ariana. We all appreciate your presence and your knowledge, and we thank you so much. And I look forward to you just continue to getting the notifications. So when I start publishing all the content and going live, you'll be able to come in. And of course, there's perks coming your way. Like when I drop certain videos, I'm gonna start doing that now again, where no one else is going to gain access. No one else is going to gain access except for the members of the channel. And also, I'm going to start doing lives with just the members of the channel, exclusive content. I'm going to still do these lives, but I'm just going to be talking about just specific lives just for the members of this channel, okay? So listen, y'all, you have the opportunity to become a member right now. Don't prolong it any longer. Don't wait. Become a member today. There's a button on your screen somewhere. There's a button somewhere on you. It's somewhere around because Ariana just did it. Go on and press that. I got exclusive content and perks coming your way when you become a member of this channel. All right. So I appreciate you again, Ariana. Double salute to my guy, Michael D. Stories. Haven't seen you in a while, brother. Thank you for your contribution and your support of the channel for the first super chat. And of course, not the last super chat of the evening. Mike says in the super chat, hey, Manager Marty, did you see that Bud interview? He was saying things that didn't make sense. Yes, I did see it. We're going to dive into the Terence Crawford interview. But before we do that, I got to cover a little bit of boxing because there was a great announcement that happened sometime yesterday with Canelo Alvarez. And I want to talk about it because it's crazy because I thought Canelo was going to fight Benavidez or somebody. I mean, look, Berlanga is a formidable opponent. He's undefeated. I wasn't expecting that. But remember, Canelo Alvarez is a global superstar. You know when he fights, it's a major event. You know he just fought a few months ago back in May, which I believe is Mexican Independence Day, right? Or is that Cinco de Mayo is in May, and I think Mexican Independence Day is in September, all right? So, you know, May and September, twice a year, we know that's Canelo Alvarez dates. Nobody else in boxing fight on those dates that I know of, and Canelo's been doing it for some years now after Mayweather have been doing it. And of course, before Mayweather was Oscar De La Hoya's date because he is a Mexican-American and so is now Canelo. Canelo's still... I believe he's still residing in Mexico, but he's fighting Berlanga. He's not even fighting Benavidez. I know most people want to see him fight Benavidez, but he's fighting Berlanga. And most people want to know why Canelo won't fight Benavidez, right? Let me stop. Wait. Before I see family in the chat. Whoa. Oh, I see family. I see a lot of family in the chat. I want to acknowledge them. First of all, double salute to my guy. He's family. My man Rello, 0815. What's up, Rel? Always good to see you. See, Rel be playing the background. Sometimes I don't know he's here. But he told me he was going to get in the super chat just to let me know he's here. And I want to let him know that I see you, Rel. Appreciate your support as always, bro. And I got to double salute him. His content is off the chains. And if you don't subscribe today, make sure before the weekend is out, you subscribe to his channel. And I'm talking about Dean by any means. Please, double salute to my guy, Dean by any means. He's been a day one supporter always. And here's the great thing about Dean. Most of y'all might not know this, but Dean and I had our first encounter when he jumped on a panel. And we didn't agree on just one thing, a small little thing that I said about the snack program. He stood on 10, his 10, I stood on my 10, and everything is all good. We met in the middle, and we understand and respect each other because we don't always have to agree about everything. But for the most part, me and Deem is always on the same page. That is my guy. And I just want y'all to know that Deem told y'all now. I told you all yesterday. And because Deem brought it up in the chat, how about we start doing this right this moment if we can? Deem says it. If you're in the chat, you can see it. He says, go subscribe to Manager Marty's new channel, y'all. So as the viewership is increasing exponentially, listen, I have another channel, has absolutely nothing to do with boxing, right? I made an appeal to the audience that was here with me live and living color, the Roll to Tape film crew, before we went off of air yesterday. And I'm going to do this right now because Dean put it in the chat now. Okay, as the viewership is increasing exponentially, I'm going to need your support. A lot of resources, a lot of education and empowerment on the other channel. The name of it is called My Trauma, Your Drama. Matter of fact, how about we take about 2 minutes if we can? Can I get your support? All you have to do is subscribe. I got content that I just started the channel literally a few days ago. Listen, most of us have experienced trauma and a lot of different relationship dynamics and drama. So I want to help all of us overcome, men and women. Got some great content that you can make practical in your daily life, in your daily routine. It's all about self-awareness, self-care, and self-improvement. And that's what that channel is going to be all about. And I would recommend, if you have another device, even if you have to jump off of this live real quick and go over to My Trauma, Your Drama channel, just hit the subscribe button. Come on back. If you haven't done so, I mean, I got the phone right here. I can see when the subscribers are moving up. Like I said, I just started the channel a few days ago. I've been sitting on, all of the stuff that I wanted to do to empower other people. I'm always looking for opportunities to help my fellow man and women, irregardless of race, ethnic background and group, irregardless of religious beliefs, irregardless of gender. I'm always looking for opportunities to empower somebody. Okay. And I got another digital asset that I'm going to put together that I'm working on right now to promote and help out with financial literacy. Most of you know this. Some of you that are new to the channel may not know about my background, but I am certified as a tax practitioner and a credit counselor. At least that's the proper terminology. So I always look for opportunities to help give people the education of financial literacy and how you can improve your credit health and your finances. It's very, very important and critical. But that's not that channel over there. I'm creating something now to help everybody else put that together and learn about that and make some adjustments in your finances and increase and improve your finances, right? But for the most part, I'm going to stop my show just for about 2 minutes because I want to make sure we get some support over there now. The same way I built this channel from the muscle, I want to do the same thing over there and even better because now I'm more educated on YouTube than I was before. I'm doing way too much talking. The name of the channel over there, y'all can just slide out real quick if you can. If you got another device, a desktop, a tablet, another phone, if you could just go over there right now, show your boys some love, show me some support, because everything that I do is all about providing empowerment for each and every last one of you. It's not about me. I don't do most of the stuff here, especially on YouTube, for no money. I appreciate all the contribution. I got a lot of bills. There's a lot of expenses. Dean will tell you, he's a content creator. He'll tell you it's a lot of expenses when you start, increasing your visibility and trying to make sure that everything goes smooth, like the thumbnails and the apps and editing. It's really a lot of expenses when you really break everything down, so I appreciate all the support through the cash apps, through the super chats and everything like that, because it's a business at the end of the day. But yeah, please, if you can, I just wanted to stop my show. Thank you so much, Dean. Salute to you again for that in the super chat. I mean, in the chat, when you were encouraging people to go over to the channel. Once again, the name of the channel is My Trauma, Your Drama. Okay. Just started the channel a few days ago. So it's not picking up a whole bunch of trashing, of course, because it's going to take YouTube probably a week or two to really try to find out what the analytics is saying based on, the viewership and all those other things. And I'm going to obviously build from there to give everybody the content they're looking for. I mean, it's very competitive on YouTube, but I want to do things a little bit different. You know me, I'm very creative, but I just need support to be able to be a blessing to each and every last one of you. Somebody just dropped the link. Thank you. All things in the chat. I keep saying super. You know why I keep saying super? Because I got a feeling somebody's going to donate at least $1.99 in the super chat real soon. That's why I keep saying super chat. I get it. But salute to you, all things. Thank you for putting the link in the chat. The link is in the chat. All you got to do is click on the link. Please subscribe to the channel. All right, we got 2 more subscribers so far. Just by right now. Come on, we got 2 more minutes. Y'all don't mind. Y'all don't mind. Y'all don't mind. We all make sacrifices. We all make sacrifices. It's all good. Thank you again for dropping that. All things. He dropped the link right in the chat. We just picked up 2 more subscribers from the show. I got 2 more minutes. We can wait. Because, look, I want to talk about Terence Crawford in the interview. Really good interview. But we got to talk about certain things in there he said I wanted to give a little reaction to. We got some boxing to talk about. You know, appreciate all of y'all being here. Welcome if you are new to the channel. Appreciate your viewership. If you are watching the replay of this live, we welcome you. Come on in, grab a plate. Yeah, grab a plate and have a seat. Yeah, we got the family barbecue. You know, we air fried the barbecue. We don't have an actual grill. When we get together as family at the family barbecue, it's called a barbecue. We don't use a grill. Yeah, we don't do no grilling or cooking. We air fry over here. That's what we do. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, you might not be aware of it, as the viewership is increasing exponentially. Real quick, can I get 1 more subscriber? Can I get 1 more? Just 1. I don't ask for much. Can I get 1 more subscriber over there? Just 1. I got the phone here. I can see. I don't know who subscribed, but I'm just looking at, you know, when the number go up on the phone. Can I just get 1 more subscriber? Just 1. My Trauma, Your Drama is the name of the channel. All things have the link in the chat. We got a few more seconds left. If you don't want to go out of the live now and do it when the show is over, I'm going to kind of remind everybody before we go off of air and just reiterate the objective of the channel and what we plan on doing over there to build it up. 76 Mark, thank you for subbing. I appreciate that. All things, thank you for subbing. Yo, if you sub to the other channel, put that in the chat. I want to publicly acknowledge you. If you just subbed to the other channel, My Trauma, Your Drama, can you please put it in the chat? I want to make sure I publicly acknowledge you. Thank you again, 76 Mark and All Things. Anybody else? Man, we're going to have a great show today. I'm having fun. I love this YouTube stuff, man. I love it. Hey, Real to Real, salute. Thank you for subbing to the other channel. Creole the Traveler, thank you, salute. You did that on day 1. Thank you for subbing. Who else we got in there? Gregory Quarterbomb. I knew Greg. You know, my man Greg support me. Creole support me. These guys are good men. Always support me. Double salute to my man, Mr. Greg. Thank you for subbing over there. Who else we got? Oh, I knew my man. I already knew my family Rel was going to do it. But double salute to you, Relo 0815. Thank you for subbing over there to the other channel. Appreciate it. Anybody else? All right. Let's go. Let's get it in. All right. Before we get to I was going to say Errol Spence because Terence Crawford did speak on that. I wanted to touch on that in the interview. But before we get to that, Danny Garcia is on the undercard. He's the co-main event fighting Landy Lara. Andre Noble, appreciate you, big dog. Salute to you. Thank you for subbing to the other channel. Appreciate it. Danny Garcia. I spoke with Danny Garcia about Landy Lara fight. I think that was like last February. Yeah, last year in February. Yeah, I spoke to Danny because I heard through the grapevine that he was going to fight Landy Lara. We bumped into each other at an amateur show. I was judging at the time. And, you know, I was talking to him about that and trying to get confirmation on whether he was going to fight him. At the time, the negotiations broke down. Things was going on. But he did confirm with me that they were going to fight. And it's crazy because Danny Garcia, I literally just saw Danny Garcia. When I go to the fights, last week? Last week. Yeah, matter of fact, last weekend. Last Saturday, Danny Garcia, he's a promoter now. DSG Promotions. He's a promoter. This is his second show. His first show was a few months ago in Atlantic City, New Jersey. But he did a homecoming show. His prospect, his number 1 prospect, is a young fella. I love this young man. I've judged a lot of fights of this young man in the amateurs, and I watched this young man develop, and he's one of Danny Garcia's number one stable mates and guys over there under the promotion. But Danny Garcia, me and Danny Garcia was busted up ringside. He never told me he was fighting Lara this time. He never mentioned it. But that's good though. You know, sometimes you got to keep things under the hat. And the announcement came out yesterday that Danny Garcia will be the co-main event fighting Landy Lara. That's going to be a really, really good show. Salute to my godfather and son. Let me see. That's his name? Yup. Father and Sons. Salute to you, man. Thank you for subbing to the other channel. I really, really appreciate you. Yeah, man. So Danny Garcia is fighting Landy Lara. I think that's going to be a really, really good fight. I mean, Danny Garcia is looking good at 154. He's looking good at 54. You seen how he outboxed Jose Benavidez Jr. He's looking good. He looked real impressive. I was extremely impressed by Danny Garcia's performance. And I think 154 might be a good division for him. 154 is packed, action-packed, jam-packed, with nothing but heavy fighters over there at 54. 154. So, we shall see. That's going to be a good fight. I don't know who's on the undercard before the Garcia fights, but I think overall the card is going to be good. Berlanga's getting this shot to get his biggest check of his career fighting Canelo Alvarez. And I was saying this before I shouted out all of you that I believe, this is just me. I've been saying this since day one. I'm going to say it again. I believe that Canelo Alvarez is not afraid of David Benavidez, right? Meaning that he's not, when I say ducking him, I think he is ducking him, but not because he's afraid of David Benavidez. I don't think Canelo is afraid of Benavidez. I think, this is just me, it's my opinion, I've been saying it since day one. I believe that one of the main reasons why Canelo will not fight David Benavidez, this is just my opinion, is because we know Canelo is from Mexico and he still resides in Mexico. We know that David Benavidez, strength and conditioning coach, you've never heard this nowhere else. That's why I'm glad you're here. Memo Heredia, the strength and conditioning coach of David Benavidez, is in David Benavidez's camp. And he's been in his camp for several fights. If y'all don't recall who he is and how his name starts swirling around the boxing world many, many years ago, is because obviously he also, just like Victor Conte, he also was caught dealing PEDs and steroids in sports, in cycling with the Olympics. In fact, I had Tim Montgomery on this channel. I interviewed him. If some of you were here, y'all remember, Tim Montgomery confirmed that the first supplier that he had that approached him was Memo Heredia before he went to Victor Conte. Okay, and of course we know Victor Conte and Memo Heredia are not fans of each other. They actually don't like each other, and they do hate each other from what we all know, how they go back and forth on social media, or how they used to go back and forth on social media. But remember, back in February of a year ago, Victor Conte tweeted, and remember I did a reaction of it right here live in living color on this channel, where Victor Conte said that most cheaters, let me quote him right, he says smart cheaters know how to circumvent the test. He said, if y'all remember, he said RL3, right, is a powerful drug. It's undetectable. And he says Memo Heredia has basically a history of still to this day supplying undetectable steroids and PEDs in boxing. When Victor Conte was here, I have the footage. If anybody don't believe me, and I will roll the tape if I have to. Victor Conte was here the first time. He was here twice. The first time I interviewed Victor Conte live in living color, most of y'all in the chat was here. There was a super chat that came up. Victor Conte answered the super chat. The super chat was, do you think that Memo Heredia is still cheating in boxing? And Victor Conte said absolutely yes. And so the reason why I'm bringing up Memo Heredia is because obviously he's still in the camp of David Benavidez. And I believe that Canelo Alvarez is highly suspicious of Benavidez because of his association with Memo Heredia. Memo Heredia is from Mexico, and he might still reside in Mexico. I'm not sure if he's in California, but I do know that he's from Mexico. Canelo's from Mexico. They know what's going on in Mexico. And speaking of Mexico, this is another reason why I'm saying what I'm saying. We know this, not just from Victor Conte, but we've seen countless documentaries. You can go fact check me on YouTube anywhere, that there are performance enhancement drugs that are legal to purchase in Mexico, even over the counter, including EPO. So what I'm saying is I believe that it is the suspicion of Canelo. That's just my opinion. Now, I don't think he's scared of Benavidez. He might be ducking him because of that. I don't know. I don't see any indications. I do see more indications of him not believing that he'll generate more money to fight Benavidez, because Benavidez is still, green in the business. But the thing I'll tell Canelo, Benavidez headlined his own pay-per-view. Now, of course, he's not doing Canelo's numbers. He only had one pay-per-view, and he's fought against Andre, who's not, worldly recognized. But bottom line is, Benavidez is building a name for himself. So I do hope at some point that if Canelo going to stay in the game, I hear what Canelo's saying, and even my opinion of Canelo not fighting him because of his suspicion of Memo, you're going to have to fight him one day. And I think you should fight him at least after this fight, Canelo. Fight this young man after this. We know that Berlanga represents the Puerto Rican culture, because I believe he's Puerto Rican. And when Puerto Ricans and Mexicans fight, it's a big event and it's a money grab for both fighters and all parties involved. And that's why I'm glad that PBC, which they're smart, put Danny Garcia as a Puerto Rican on the card as the co-main event, because this is how you galvanize a community of people to support their own and basically come out to the fight and buy the tickets and the pay-per-view. This is just good classic business. Okay, and then Danny Garcia is fighting against someone who's representing his culture. I believe Lara he's from Cuba, right? He's Cuban American. He's Cuban, right? So this is awesome. That's an awesome thing. You got 4 fighters, world champions. Berlanga, not a world champion, but all 3 of those other guys, they're world champions and former world champions. You know what I mean? So that's good business. That's really, really good business. Let's see who else we got in here. I understand that. My man said that. Andre Noble. Yeah. We got a new audience coming in. What? Time out. This is why I love the super chat. I keep saying super chat. Can I get a super chat from somebody? I just keep inadvertently saying the word super. Super chat. I meant to say in the chat. Big Supreme says in the chat, Berlanga is being trained by Memo Heredia too? Oh, man. I don't know if that's true or not, but I take Big Supreme word. He never steered us wrong at all, since he's always in the chat giving knowledge to the people. You sure about that, Big Supreme? Because I'm going to do my research. Excuse me. I'm going to do my research on that. Berlanga is being trained by Memo too? Well, I guess that just dispelled whatever I thought. I thought Canelo, if that's true, I thought Canelo wasn't fighting Benavidez because he just knew, that something like looked fishy over there. I don't know. But if Berlanga is being trained by Memo too, let me see something real quick, man. I want to make sure. I got to fact check that. Because if he is, Canelo, if you're listening, you better run over to the snack program, Canelo. Go over there and call Victor Conti, Canelo. If you let somebody interpret this in Spanish, send this to Canelo. Canelo Alvarez. Go on over to Victor Conti to the snack program. Now hear me out, Canelo. Now in the snack program, done lost several fights going up against Memo Heredia fighters, including when Benavidez beat Caleb Plant, who was on the snack program, and then David Benavidez beat Andre, who was on the snack program. So right now, Memo was undefeated against snack. All I'm saying is it'll be an even playing field, Canelo. Go on over there to the snack program. If Berlanga's down, if Berlanga's is hanging around Memo, that's all I'm saying. Why not? Why not? Speaking of the snack program, I want to replay the excerpt from, because we have a new audience here. People are coming in, just joining the family barbecue. We air fry at barbecues here. Yeah, we don't grill, we don't cook. We air fry over here. So grab a plate, have a seat. If you're just coming in, come on in. Come on in. Shut the door behind you, because you're letting the air out now. Come on in, come on. Don't stand in the doorway. Come on in. More people want to come in. Come on in. Grab a plate. I got some fresh food for you. Food for thought. We got to get down and talk about Terence Crawford's interview with Andre Ward. But before I do that, because we have a new audience, I want to make sure, I replay something that happened almost 10 months ago. Who was going to now be in his... Hold up. Double salute to my guy, Dean, by any means. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel in the super chat. Dean says in the super chat, my God. Thank you so much, Dean. Appreciate you, big dog. Oh, for real? Okay. Big Supreme, he fact checking right now. Big Supreme told us to go to Berlanga's fight against the Irish kid. Memo was in the gym with Berlanga. Every time fighters hang with Memo or hang with Victor Conti, their performances is being enhanced. Now, I'm not an expert. I'll let the experts decide whether it's legal or illegal and all that. I don't want to get involved in that, but we know that their performances is being enhanced. Look at Bam Bam Rodriguez. Ever since he joined the snack program, this kid, he's just running through everybody. This is just amazing how these guys look. Lifeline Music TV, double salute to you. He's a member of the channel, supervisor of the Road to Tape film crew. Salute to my guy. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. Now somebody's telling me in the chat that Memo is no longer with Benavidez. Oh, for real? Oh, see, I didn't hear about that. Effing Sports, appreciate that. I got to fact check it, but I didn't hear about that. That Memo Heredia is not with Benavidez anymore because Benavidez's father, Jose, fired him, according to Effing Sports, because he said Heredia was using some quote-unquote minerals, and he didn't like that. That's interesting. Hey, well, Canelo still go over there to the snack program since he ain't with him no more. Since Benavidez not with Memo no more, man, go over to the snack program, bro. Hey, you won't be the first, and you won't be the last. Hold on, let me cue this up real quick. This is an excerpt from a live I put together. Dean was on this live. I believe Dean was here. Aaron Muhammad was on the panel. Gregory Quarterbomb was on the panel. Two Cents Boxing was also on the panel. We had a really good audience this night. Dean, if you're still here, I don't know if you remember this. Big Supreme, I remember seeing you in the chat, along with a lot of people that's in the chat right now. Creo was here. I think Omega Red also. LC, the friend of Terence Crawford. Y'all remember back in, it was at the end of August. This was after, it was like a week or two after the Netflix documentary of Victor Conte dropped, and I did this live. LC, the friend of Terence Crawford, jumped on the panel. I did not know he was a friend of Crawford, but he identified himself in the beginning. And I want y'all to hear the dialogue because I'm tying this into the interview that Terence Crawford did when he was referring to Errol Spence and what happened in the negotiations. But before we get to that, I did a live at the end of August, and then this video is called Crawford Family Friend Exposed the Reason Why Crawford Joined Snack. That's the title. That was 10 months ago when I published it on September the 2nd. But here's an excerpt of it. Listen to the end of it because LC is going to drop a major jewel on what I've been saying the entire time since we're talking about Terence Crawford and the interview that he did with Ward regarding Errol Spence Jr.
As well, like Shakur and them, they run those stairs. So he's been out there for a while. I think if you look back years ago when the fight, that this was going to be a fight, Earl was going to be a possibility. Bomac was like, he said what was going to happen. Even before, that confidence was there before he even was associated with Snack. He said, he basically was like, we gonna destroy him. We gonna stop him. Like he said that. That's on record. I knowing them how I do, Bernie is boisterous, you know what I'm saying? Bud is, like I said, stubborn. There ain't no way that they would be doing anything illegal. There ain't no.
I'm not telling you that right. Hey, BUD. What's your name, man?
LC.
LC, right? Here's the thing, LC. I've never publicly said he did anything illegal. I do have a question for you.
Y'all saying he basically cheated. Y'all say I've been watching y'all. You personally never said, but y'all saying that indirectly.
No, let me tell you what I'm saying. I'll tell you. Hey, let me tell you something, LC. If you watch me, you know I'm a man of integrity. That's right. I'll tell you exactly what I'm saying on my podcast every time I say anything about Bud attached to content. I am saying that the benefits that the snack program provide, it works. And we know that it works. And I'm talking about the legal stuff that we know about. The snack program works because we've seen Crawford and we've seen other fighters that are on the program improve, and they did good in their fights. So Gregory right here, he wanted me to do research on all of the things that they do in training camp with Victor Conte. Of course, I don't know all the stuff that they do with the oxygen mask, and I'm not a trainer. But all I'm saying is the snack program works. So you had mentioned that Crawford. I think we know this. Us fans know, and you had confirmed that Crawford don't smoke. Crawford does not drink. Crawford, he's a gym rat. So my question to you, and I think this is the question that most fans would have. If Crawford doesn't drink, which we know, if he doesn't smoke, which we know, if he's a gym rat, meaning that he stays in the gym actively and he keeps his body in shape 24/7, way before he got with Conte. My question to you as his best friend, knowing him, why do you think that he went over to Victor Conte to get any type of improvements if everything he's been doing in the past 36 fights up until this point, or 37 fights in his case before he went to Victor Conte, was right? They've been doing a nice streak, him and Bomac and the team, Bernie and those guys over there. Why would you think he would go over there with Conte to improve anything if everything's been working out of 37 fights?
Well, obviously he's going up against, I think, what the boxing world was saying, a bigger fighter, a bigger, stronger fighter. So, I mean, I think, like you said, snack does work.
Well, that what LC said. That was back at the end of August of 2023. That video was an extract of the live that I did with LC. Jumped on unexpectedly on September the 2nd. The reason why I want to tie this into the interview. First, let me talk about the interview. I think it was a really good interview. I know that Andre Ward is friends with Terence Crawford. So I can tell that the line of questioning was kind of more leading because he know Crawford. He's real friends with Terence Crawford. I'd like to be able to interview Terence Crawford. I got some more questions I want to ask him personally. But overall, I think it was a really good interview. Andre Ward asked some good questions. It was a great exchange between both of these men. It was really, really a good interview. I was thoroughly impressed. In fact, that was probably one of the best interviews I've seen Terence Crawford in. Because the last time we saw Terence Crawford sit in front of Andre Ward, y'all remember this? Y'all remember this a couple years ago, right? Y'all remember this, right? When he was about to fight Jeff Horn? Y'all remember that, right? A couple years ago. Andre Ward told him, if you don't fight Errol Spence, I'm going to be very disappointed in you. And he says, why aren't you being active and fighting that man? Y'all remember that, right? This is before Terence Crawford went over and called Victor Conte. Y'all remember this, right? Don't make me pull the tape up if you don't believe me. See, you ain't got to like me, but you're going to believe. That's all I care about. As long as you believe me, you know I would never lie to you. I'll pull the tape up. I've done videos on this a year and a half ago. My point is, the only thing that I want, well, two or three things I want to say about the interview. I want to first start off by saying this. I'm on record. All of the videos that I've done regarding the negotiations between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence still remains the same. I'm still standing on my 10 from what I said a year and a half ago and a year ago. Now, a year ago, the fight obviously happened. But a little bit before that, and when I first got on YouTube, I broke down the business of boxing. You ain't hear it nowhere else but here. And one of the things that I said was Terence Crawford needs to do what? Gain what? Leverage by doing what? Getting representation. Some of y'all remember my interview with YSM Sports Media. What did I say? He needs to go get representation. And then I did another video, an interview with YSM Sports Media, and I confirmed Terence Crawford and Bomac. My exact quote was Terence Crawford and Bomac cannot out-negotiate Al Heyman and Steven Espinosa. I can pull it up. And Terence Crawford made a reference to not being on the same level to negotiate with Al Heyman in this interview. I thought that was amazing that he said that. Because when I said it, I was a hater. This is what people was calling me clowns and all that in the comment section and all this. You know what I mean? Y'all remember that? Some of y'all remember that. Most of you are my day one supporters. Y'all part of the Road to Tape film crew. Y'all was holding me down. But I was all these different insults when I've been saying these things over and over again about the business of boxing. Now, what I don't understand was how Andre Ward was giving Terence credit for being this big-time boss and being on his business game when we all know that that's not true. Before Terence Crawford had good representation, which I told him in countless videos that he needs to get representation to negotiate on his behalf to talk to Al Heyman. Because remember, go back November the 1st and November the 2nd, or November the 2nd, when Terence Crawford did the IG Live. Remember, I did a reaction video, 3-part series. Go on my channel, it's on there. And I did a reaction because Terence Crawford was basically condemning Errol Spence for having Al Heyman as representation. And his quote was, man, I talk to the bigwigs myself. I don't need no representation. That's what he said then. But in this interview, the interview right here with Andre Ward, he said he recognized he couldn't. He said his quote was, I'm from the street. And I couldn't really negotiate with Al Heyman, who's more experienced. See? But when I said that back in November, y'all remember that? And when I say November, let me be clear. November of 2022, when I said that, I was a hater. People was criticizing me. Oh, man, all you want to do is talk about Terence Crawford. All you want to do is talk about Terence Crawford. I tried to help Terence Crawford. In fact, I did help Terence Crawford. So that's the only thing I was like, all right. Terence Crawford did make another reference. He said, yeah, a lot of people on YouTube, different podcasts was saying this about me, that about me. I'd be surprised if Terence Crawford didn't include me as one of those content creators. And he probably didn't. But I can assure you that I have LC, the guy you just heard. I got LC on record. I got him on record saying there's a possibility that he believed Terence Crawford will watch my videos. I do. I believe it too. But it don't make no difference. The point that I'm making is that I've been saying this and I've been getting criticized for the same thing Crawford is. Remember, I kept saying that Terence Crawford needs to do the same thing that Manny Pacquiao did. Remember that? When he left Bob Arum. What did Manny Pacquiao do when he left Bob Arum? He got with PBC, right? What did I tell Terence Crawford he needed to do to secure the biggest fight in his career with Spence? Get down with PBC. And he did that, right? Okay, then. At that time, he did that. That's all I'm saying. Because if Errol Spence didn't have what's happened in the eye surgery, they would afford a rematch under the PBC banner, right? Okay, then. That's all I'm saying. And third and final, last but not least, when Terence Crawford talked about the negotiations with Errol Spence, he talked about the Errol Spence fight, is one piece of information that he left out. And that's what I just played for you, what LC said when I asked him. If everything was working, and when I say working, I'm talking about all of the regimens, all of the trainings between Bo Mack, the training staff, Bernie the boxer, and Terence Crawford, and 36 professional fights. Why call Victor Conte? Why? Why did he go over there? You heard what LC said. LC said, in his opinion, because the boxing world, his words not mine, you just heard him, was saying that Errol Spence was big. His quote was, too big and too strong. All I'm saying is Terence Crawford left that part out in the interview. He left the part out that he called Victor Conte. And remember, I had Victor Conte here twice on this channel. And I even asked, and guess what? I even asked Victor Conte, what did he call you for? Why do all these people become world champions, then they call you? Victor Conte ran it down and told us the exact comment. Now, I don't know if it was all true, but nobody else denied it thus far. But he said Terence Crawford called him and said, I know what you do. I know what you about. I want in. All Things was here. Lifeline Music TV was here. Greg was here. Y'all was here now. He said, I want in. Dean was here. These are all my homies in the chat. They was here. Oh, my man Toon was here. Speaking of Toon, double salute to my guy Toon. Double salute to my man Toon, one of the biggest contributors of this channel. Toon, thank you for your support and contribution in this super chat. My man Toon says, money is on Lara over Danny. I got Miller beating Ruiz, been a long layoff, got Madrimov stopping Bud late, and Rayo beating Cruz by split decision. Killer parlay. Man, that's a risky bet right there, Toon. You think, hey, Toon, you know I respect your perspective. You always on point. You think Madrimov is going to hurt or even stop Bud? Wow, because yesterday, hey, Toon, I don't know if you tuned in yesterday, but yesterday, Toon, I believe, and I said this yesterday basically, that I believe that Madrimov is not really going to do that good against Crawford. I mean, Crawford has a 6-inch reach advantage over this guy. The guy's footwork needs a lot of improvements. And on top of that, I don't see this explosive power everybody keeps talking about. I mean, against the lower level competition, I've seen it, but it wasn't explosive enough for me. The guy Madrimov. I'm not gonna give a breakdown yet, but I'm just gonna give y'all advertising like I did yesterday. But that's a crazy parlay, man. Big Baby Miller ain't doing nothing. I don't think he's gonna do nothing with Ruiz, but then again, they both coming off of layoffs. And you're right, they are also on the undercard of the Terence Crawford, which I already said that I don't know if I said it yesterday, but I did say Isaac Cruz and Rayo was going to steal the show. I think that's going to be like that main event feel on that fight next weekend. I don't think it's going to be none of the other fights on that card, but that Isaac Cruz, and man, that might can go either way. I think that's going, man, they're going to get that on. I can't wait to see that fight. But man, that's a heck of a parlay though. I'm not mad at you, Toon. That's a heck of a parlay, bro. You be on point, so Cash Crypto, I respect your perspective too, bro. Y'all think Toon, y'all think Madrimov going TKO Bud? Ooh. Dang. I mean, that's if he can. He has to get close to Bud. Bud got that 6.5-inch reach on him. I don't think he's gonna let him get that close to him. I mean, but then again, you never know. I did count Madrimov out a little bit. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I didn't or that I don't. Man, if he win, I just don't see him winning. I mean, he might win the first round till Bud warm him up, maybe 2 rounds. I don't know, man. I don't. And I have to say this, and I know people gonna get mad, but y'all be all right. Terence Crawford is still on the snack program, and it works. Come on, y'all. You gotta include that in the keys of victory. I always do. I include it every time a snack fighter fight somebody that's not on snack. I include it in my keys of victory for him. The snack program is still working. So, and he's moving up in weight. This is his first fight at 154. So, we'll see. Hey, oh man. I see a couple people saying Madrimov might do something. Wow. Man. Yeah, but my thing is I didn't like the fact that Terence Crawford was trying to really down Errol Spence again, because I'm an advocate. I'm an advocate for boxers when it comes to representation. Most of you already know, okay, licensed manager, multiple states for years, managing fighters. So when I hear somebody down or degrade or demean a fighter for having good representation, I don't agree with that. That's just me. That's just me. Because Terence Crawford was trying to make it seem like Errol Spence had no knowledge of nothing that was going on, and Al Heyman was doing all the talking, and no, that's his representation. Al Heyman did what he was supposed to do. But they got the fight done. They got it done. And we all, got our money's worth. You know what I mean? Double salute to my guy, Gerald Sims. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Gerald says in the super chat, didn't Bomac say it was a third person that came into training camp for Spence? I don't know, Gerald. I don't think I heard Bomac say that. And if you heard him, then I'll take your word for it, because Bomac said a lot of different things leading up to the Spence fight. But we do know that Terence Crawford was sparring against Willie Monroe Jr., the guy that tested positive for a banned substance under the snack program back in 2018. we do know that. I don't know if Bomac was talking about that being the third person that came in training camp. I'm not sure because Willie Monroe always been a good fighter. You know what I mean? Not sure if that's who he was talking about. Uh, but hey, Cash Crypto was here. Creo was here. What did Terence Crawford say? He said, I want in. And ever since he got in the snack program, I mean, his performances have been enhanced on so many different levels. I mean, don't forget, he did knock out David Ebenezer with one punch, knocked him out cold. And I asked Terence Crawford fans time and time again to name a fight before the snack program where he knocked his opponent out with one punch clean, knocked him out cold. And I'm still waiting for an answer. That's all. Hey, don't get mad at me. He went over to the snack program. He went in and he got in. And then he fought Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford fought Sean Porter. Knocked Sean Porter down more than anybody else in Sean Porter's entire career. Knocked him down twice. Hey. And then we've seen what he did to Errol Spence. Hey. Don't tell me the snack program don't work. The man said, I want in. Hey, that's what he said. But I just don't see the guy, Madrimov. I don't see it. I mean, it's a crazy bet because I'm sure how much money they got on this kid, this old head guy. Because he's almost 30 years old. This guy Madrimov. He's not no early 20s guy or mid 20s. This guy's no spring chicken. He's 30 years old, right? To my understanding. He looked 40 from what I see him sparring and all that, but he's actually 29 or 30. But I don't know if I just don't see him. Bud with the snack program, man. That's just number one. We got to keep that on the forefront of our minds. But I would be extremely shocked if this guy wins against Crawford. I mean, the guy only has 10 professional wins and a draw, 11 professional fights at 29. I'm not saying it can't happen. I don't know. Uptown Boy, what's going on? Yeah, I seen that. Madrimov said that. Yeah, I saw that. He's right though. I mean, I got to give Madrimov credit for saying, that basically Bud's opponents, most of them were compromised or not 100% when he fought him. Because Kell Brook wasn't, Errol Spence we know wasn't. No excuses. They lost. Bud won. But I just don't, man. I don't know, man. I just don't see Madrimov pulling off the upset. How much money they got on this guy? How much are they betting on this guy? I mean, Terence Crawford, once again, he's on the snack program. He's way more experienced. He's got a 6 to 6.5 inch reach advantage over this guy. And Bud Crawford got skills. That's 4 reasons why I think that this is not even going to be. This is like a glorified sparring match. This is not even going to be a competitive. But then I can be wrong. But most people in the chat are saying that Madrimov is going to stop Terence Crawford. And while he's on the snack program. Wow. Man. I feel you on that, Big Supreme. I don't know. But if that's crazy work, as the young people say, if he is. A Big Supreme, if Madrimov is, that's crazy work. I hope he's not. But if he is, that's crazy. I can't even say the word. People going to misinterpret that. I'm not even going to say what you said, Big Supreme. Now, if you put in a super chat, I have no choice. But, hey, I don't know. I don't see this explosive power that everybody's seeing Madrimov. I mean, I don't know, man. But you never know. It's boxing. You can't really count anybody out when it's time to step into that square circle. You can't count anyone out. They're fighting in California, right? Who says that? A big Supreme, man. Big Supreme ain't no joke. He a plus 900? Them odds are crazy. Big Supreme said, put 50 on Madrimov knockout is plus 900. Plus 900? How much 50 you get? How much? I don't bet. I don't know too much about how to really. I know it's a skill set you gotta learn about gambling and betting and all this stuff. How much is that? I know if you put 100 on 900, what is that, like 1,000? How much is that? No, am I off with the odds? I'm not experienced with the odds. How does that work? So if somebody put, all right, look, teach me this. If somebody put $100 on Madrimov knockout for a plus 900, how much is that? How much they gonna get? 1,000? Right? Am I doing that right? Plus 900. You can put 25 on a plus 12, plus 900. You put 50 on a plus 900. How much is that? Oh, you win 450 if you put 50? Okay, so if you put 50, you get 450. So I assume you put 100, you get what? What's that? 950 a stack? $1,000? Sheesh. That's crazy work, as they say. Yeah, see? That's what I was saying. See, I knew my math was on. So if you put 100, you get the 1,000. You get $1,000. Dang. That's crazy work, yo. Man, I don't believe Madrimov going to do it. Dang. Look, but I ain't believe Ryan Garcia was going to do it. I mean, well, Devin Haney has way more skills than Madrimov, and he's on the snack program too. But double salute to my guy, Gregory Quarterbomb, my main man, Pots and Pans, day one supporter of the channel. Greg, thank you for your super chat, your contribution to the channel. Greg says, it's funny and ironic that all these PBC fighters are on the undercard of Bud Crawford. Did you get that super chat yesterday? No, Mr. Greg, I didn't see the super chat from yesterday. I may have missed it. Sometimes the chat be going by so fast, whereas though when I'm on StreamYard, which I'm gonna bring StreamYard back soon, but when I was on StreamYard, you can actually put a star next to all of the super chats, and then they'll have it in one confined area where you can just go to all the super chats at once. But I apologize for that. If you sent the super chat yesterday, I didn't see that, Mr. Greg. I apologize. But yeah, I mean, it's just business, Mr. Greg. I mean, it's been, I mean, think about it. Terence Crawford won against Spence, and it opened up a lot of doors for him. And I'm actually proud of Terence Crawford as well. You know, I'm proud of all these fighters, man, that it's hard to make it to world championship level in this business. It's hard, not just physically, but emotionally, psychologically, you know, business-wise, for us guys behind the scenes. It's tough. It's a tough journey. So when a male or female win a world championship title, I mean, even if they don't hold the title anymore, they're still world champions in my eyes. It's really, boxing is a hard hustle. It's a hard hustle. You know, so salute to Bud Crawford. I'm glad doors have been opening up for him. I mean, I saw a 60-second reel last week, or was it the beginning of this week? Might have been the beginning of this week. He was in WWE, Terence Crawford. He did a cameo in WWE. That's the type of representation I'm talking about. He was in a movie cameo, right? That's the kind of representation that I'm talking about. When I talk about marketability and fighters transcending boxing, right? I always talk about this stuff. So I'm proud of Terence Crawford. You know, I did choose Errol Spence thinking that he would win the fight, you know, but hey, it is what it is. I mean, we can't deny the fact that both fighters, and I said this 2 days after the fight, both fighters look different in my opinion. Errol Spence looked different in that fight, and so did Terence Crawford. You know, but it is funny that the PBC fighters might use an undercard of Bud, but that's the nature of the business, Mr. Greg. I mean, these things happen. I mean, you can go from an A-level fighter, or the A side as we call it, and then it takes one fight to become the B side. Sometimes it takes 2 fights, and then you just become the B side. You know, it's the nature of the business. You know, it happens. You know? Man, I'd be surprised, Mr. Greg. I'd be surprised if Madrimar pulled this off. But I mean, 50 on 900 or 100 on 900. Shoot, I can only imagine if somebody put, man, so if somebody put down 300, what's that? If somebody put down 300, what's that? Man, somebody put down 100. That's a stack, right? Oh, well, I know what the math look like with that. Ooh, that's some big odds. So look, even the bookies are not giving this guy a real chance. Not even a slight chance of even beating Crawford. I know 9 times 3 is. I just figured that out. I was like, whew, 2,700. I seen that big supreme. Ooh wee. Well, we gonna watch the fight. I might even commentate on that. I might even do a watch party on August 3rd. I might. We gonna see though. I might. Yeah, I might do a watch party there. I might do one for Canelo. I don't know. We gotta see. We have to see. But listen, I love each and every last one of y'all. Thank y'all for coming through. Listen. Listen. I might see. See that? I knew that was going to happen. That's the phone. That's why I got to take this call. Listen, y'all, I got to go. Love and respect to all of y'all. I might go live tomorrow. Might go live Sunday. We'll see. Oh, I can't go live Sunday. But listen, I'll check y'all out Monday. Hold on. Hello? Hey. All right, listen, thank you again, All Things. Listen, before I go, I got to plug the new channel in. It's in the link. Thanks to All Things. It's in the chat. I'm sorry, the link is in the chat. If I can get a couple of subscribers tonight, my new channel is not boxing related. Self-awareness, self-improvement for men and women. It's called My Trauma, Your Drama. Go on over there. Can I get some love? Can I get a subscriber? When this go off, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I put the link or at least the name of the channel in the description of this live. Show me some love. I just started it this week, a couple days ago. I gotta go. Well, let me see, make sure they still on the phone. They are. Gotta roll up out of here. I'll check y'all. If not Sunday, I'll definitely check y'all out on Monday. Please come and support me. You're gonna love the content over there. I promise you. Some applicable knowledge that you can use in your everyday life to overcome trauma and drama. Oh man, this is going to be awesome. My Trauma, Your Drama is the name of the channel. Can I get at least a couple of subscribers this evening? Look forward to talking about some more boxing. I got to go. And look, you know I got to leave y'all with my famous 3 words. Don't take my word for it.